Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Drew again. We're going to be doing some grilling this afternoon, so I thought I'd make a short video to show exactly what we're going to be doing. We'll be making some chicken legs. So one of the first things we need to do is get the grill prepared. I've already cleaned it, as you can see. We've got the grate in here. We're going to take that out. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to do indirect cooking. So we have these two charcoal bins that we'll fill with heated charcoal, and we'll separate them inside of the grill, and then we'll put a pan in the middle, and we'll go ahead and cook the chicken on indirect heat. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our charcoal chimney here, and we're going to fill that with charcoal. The charcoal I like to use is called Fogo, and it's made out of coconut shells. So what I'm going to do is put on some gloves, and we're going to fill the charcoal chimney with these briquettes. So what this charcoal chimney is going to do is it's going to heat up the charcoal and save us time to get the grill going. So I'm going to use these two items. They're called fire starters. So I'm going to put that up underneath my chimney, and I'm going to take my lighter. Here's my lighter. And we're lighting these. So you can see that it's burning inside the charcoal chimney. And we'll know it's done when the smoke stops, and also when we see a white ash around the edges of the charcoal. So we'll come back at that time. The fire is coming up through the charcoal chimney. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put in the baskets, and we're going to dump the charcoal into it. So stand by. So we had one rogue one. We're going to try to place these. Let me bring this down a little bit more. I'm going to try to place these inside of the baskets. And then we'll move the baskets to the outside edge. Then what we'll do is we're going to put in a pan, which will catch all the drippings from the chicken. Put on our grate. Notice on this grate we have on the sides that you can lift up, so if we need to put more charcoal in, we can. And we'll go ahead and put our chicken on. Actually, we'll do it this way. We're going to do the fat side towards the fire. Oh, one other thing. Our bottom, we need to make sure is totally wide open. So that vent is wide open. And we're going to do the same to the top vent. There's 14 legs here, so we want to make sure you have 7. Try to squeeze them together a little bit more. All right, so we're going to let this cook, and then we'll come back a little bit later. We'll come back in a little bit, and we'll check the temperature. We'll give it about 20 minutes. One other thing I wanted to add is that this lid has a vent also. So we're going to put the lid where the vent is over this side. That's not over the fire. And what that's going to do is going to create a hot spot. So the heat's all going to come this way. So in about 20 minutes, we're going to come and flip it around so that we send the heat this way. So this way we get even cooking. So stay tuned, and we'll come back to that later. One thing I wanted to add, and I forgot, and I apologize for being a YouTuber. I try to deal with my technology issues and also with what I'm doing. So what I want to do here is I want to smoke some of this. So I'm going to use some apple wood, which I have down here. So what this is going to do is going to catch fire. And I'm putting this over the 2 sides where the charcoal is. So let me see if I can download that or bring it down a little bit. So you can see I've got these wood chunks here, right? So these are going to catch fire and create smoke. And then that smoke is going to be infused inside of the meat. So as you can see, the smoke is starting to come out from the wood burning. And if I were to open the lid, which I don't want to do because I want to maintain the heat inside, it's starting to render that smoke, and the meat will take care of it and bring that inside to make it taste really good. The other thing to be important with cooking chicken is the temperature must be at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit. So what I'm going to use is I have this instant thermometer that once, it's going to take about 40 minutes. So we're going to take 20 minutes on one side, flip everything, move the lid, and then we'll do 20 minutes the other side, and then we'll check our temperature. So I wanted to say that this grill back here, this is a natural gas grill, and it's good for cooking meats, and it's very fast, very easy to use. However, you don't get the flavors that you get when you cook over charcoal and when you add wood smoke. You can add wood smoke to that, but it's not the same, not a different heat than using the charcoal over the natural gas. So it makes a big difference. Also, just for historical purposes, this Weber Kettle was actually purchased in 2010. So it's 15 years old. So they last a long time if you take care of them. All right, we are at the 20-minute mark. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take off the lid. We're going to turn our chicken over and then put the lid back on with the vent facing this side and go for another 20 minutes. You can see the chicken's looking really good, and we can do a quick check of the temperature just to see where we are. We need to be at 165. Right now we're about 139. So let's flip our chicken. Notice how it's not burning because it's indirect heat. All the heat is off to the side, or all the fire is off to the side, so you don't have direct flame on the chicken. Even though this has skin, it's going to be nice and crispy because it's not going to be set on fire from fat dripping. Fat dripping is going to go into that pan that we put below it. Okay, a couple more. I think I'm going to throw some hickory wood into here just to add a bit more flavor. And then we're going to put our lid back on, as we said, with the vent now facing this side. And in 15 minutes, we'll come back and we'll look to see how that's looking. As you can see, that hickory is adding a lot of smoke. So this is really going to be good. And we are coming up on another 20 minutes. So let's go ahead and we'll probe our temperature and see where we are. We'll hang our lid up here. You notice what a nice smoky look they have. 165 is our temperature that we're looking for. Here that's 182, 183, 189, 168. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes just to make sure that everything is cooked thorough. You don't want to undercook chicken. All right, we're coming up to our last. We gave it another 5 minutes to get those other items cooked. And we'll check the temperature here in a moment. And we'll see what we have. So let's go ahead and take the cover off. It's now measuring 183. This one 180. And these are really, really thick pieces. So we're good. So I'm going to take these off the grill. Notice how the color, and that's because of the smoke. But notice, it's not saying that they're burned. They're just showing the coloration of the smoke that they were cooked with. I don't know if you've ever, I'm sure you've had like lechon that have been smoked. That's probably kind of a similar thing to where the meat gets colored. But it's not really burned. It's more just a factor of how it was cooked. So you can see the other wood. The wood has oxygen now. It's catching fire. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this back on. We'll let it burn out, and we're ready for dinner. Have a great day.